But Epic Mealtime, is there anyone in chat who doesn't know this? This was one of the biggest YouTube channels in the world back then. This channel was something, man.
To create the most ridiculous, massive, unhealthy meals out of foods that were already ridiculously
I missed that channel.
No vegetables. Anything that could be considered a vegetable, I don't want it on the burger.
Fast food
very
lasagna, Turbacon Epic Thanksgiving, and Maximum Mac and Cheese all gained well over 10
Is there anyone
million
actually
views,
who doesn't
helping
know
them
these
to
guys?
maintain their position as one of the top 10 most subscribed channels.
Yeah, at the point they were top 9, dude. Dude, look at this. With 6 million, you were rank 1. Look at the old times. Ray William Johnson, who just pretty much did clips, right? Niga Higa was this Asian dude. Smosh, yeah. Machinima, Jenna Marbles, yeah, okay. Freddie W was some Asian dude who did a lot of editing, I think. College Humor, Shane Dawson. Isn't that the guy who jerked off on his cat? Rihanna Vevo and Epic Mealtime.
For a whole year back in 2012. However, a quick skim over Epic Mealtime these days reveals that the channel has unfortunately been unable to retain their viewership over an extended period of time. The approximate 50,000 views on each video is in stark contrast to the channel's heyday, with many of these 50,000 views likely coming from former fans, either coming back for a hit of nostalgia or to investigate what on earth ended up happening to Epic Mealtime and why the channel's extreme viewership eventually floundered. Because in the beginning, everyone was talking about them on YouTube.
Dude, old YouTube.
Facebook,
look how
Reddit,
YouTube used to look. Look. This is how YouTube used to look.
In the beginning, everyone was talking about them on YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and even in real life, which was the first thing that gave them a massive advantage over every other YouTuber.
So
the Gamer from Mars mentioned a similar phenomena around 4 years ago in his video talking about the group.
I remember back in the 10th grade, whenever there was a new episode of
it?
Epic Mealtime, all the kids would come to school the next day and discuss the creation they had made.
You have to understand, if you don't know this stuff, this was massive
over here. It was the same story.
Everybody
the first thing you wanted to do after you discovered—
That's old YouTube! Wow! Fuck, man, that is crazy. And people will comment on your channel and stuff.
Epic Mealtime was tell your friends and family about this channel that made the most outrageous food imaginable. For some reason, Epic Mealtime just generated more word of mouth.
They got a cup of Big Mac sauce.
Discussion than what felt like any other channel at the time. And obviously, as their food challenges got crazier and crazier, discussions surrounding the Epic Mealtime channel got crazier and crazier. In the process, the channel would implement a unique, recognizable style to the videos, where Harley Morenstein, the creator and host of the channel, would take on an overly serious, borderline rude persona.
15 Baconators.
Back in the day, YouTube was characterized by a lot of characters. Back then, let Daddy Tommy explain to you the beginnings of YouTube 2010 around. It was very character driven. Everybody will play characters. These guys, Athene Wins, fucking Filthy Frank, right? Max and iDubbbz, they would all play characters. That was like a big thing back then.
What? 15 Baconators.
Personas,
alongside recurring characters such as Muscles Glasses, whose whole shtick was basically just to stand there looking tough. Additionally, to add extra fuel to the fire, each episode would feature a high quantity of Jack Daniels and bacon strips, which similar
It's funny how as a kid I thought that's so cool and I want to eat that stuff, and nowadays I think it's the most disgusting shit ever,
as mentioned in the previous video, were just a weird,
bacon
unrelated,
so
random
overrated,
pop
man.
culture trend or meme
good.
back in 2011.
Thank you, Carol. What's up, man?
Tyler, bacon. You love bacon. Why'd you love bacon?
I don't know. Bacon is the greatest thing.
That guy has a voice, man.
The video format was also set up in a way that naturally lent towards success, in that there was always some reason to watch each and every video until the very end. You wanted to see what the calorie counter would get up to at the end of the video. You wanted to see what the final food creation would look like at the end of the video.
It's
and you wanted to see the interesting ways in which they would eat food at the end of the video. Channels weren't as sophisticated back then to the—
Dude, you guys remember the Russian, what was his name? Alter, what was his name? FPS Russia. Massive channel. He will just test guns. Is he still active? Oh wow, he just stopped. Why did he stop? Dude, this is the old times. This guy will just test guns and he made millions of views.
Nothing better to get this.
He will just test guns. He's not dead. There's no fucking way. He went to prison? No fucking way. He was actually an American the whole time with a Russian fake accent. Wait, what happened to him? Why is he in prison though? He was sentenced for 2 years on probation and 56 days in prison, which he served. Dude, America, such a weird country. The guy has literally millions of guns. But that doesn't matter. But then they find weed and they're like, whoa, you gotta go to prison. The fucking tank you own and the rocket launcher, no problem, Chad. But the weed, bro. Dude, this, how it can, what? 25 grams. 20, what?
Only 9 months on YouTube, their channel achieved 1 million subscribers faster than any other YouTuber up until that point.
Crazy.
And only a year after that, Epic Mealtime was up there with the other founding fathers of YouTube, such as
Look at that FPS Russia, man. These guys, the real annoying orange, man. The biggest fucking channels in the world. Fucking Fred. I remember Fred was the first to 1 million subs. I remember that. He was the first on 1 million. He was so massive back then. He got his own movie. The Lonely Island, actually, a YouTube channel made by Justin Timberlake and... Oh, that guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, dude.
FPS Russia and Shane Dawson, which then opened up the opportunity for an Epic Mealtime mobile game and a spin-off TV show called Epic Chef, with a presence held in...
Yeah, back in the day, these the reason you don't see a lot of these YouTubers anymore is that Andy Samberg, yeah. A big reason you don't see these channels a lot anymore is that they all just got better jobs in
every corner of popular culture. Epic Mealtime was on top of the world. However, with so much success gained in such a short period of time across a friendship group
that mouse was there, yeah.
People,
like when he did
disputes and arguments between the crew began to unravel the channel's unbelievable success.
Oh shit, they had issues?
Juggling the politics was always the one thing I did not like to do and I didn't enjoy.
As 2013 rolled around,
I always figured that if you have a channel, YouTube, Twitch, whatever, if too many people are involved, that must suck a bit. It's nice to, when you're alone, like, look at PewDiePie, right? PewDiePie doesn't own anyone anything. It's him and his editors, right? But if you have, like, 10 people involved, that can
began to notice that it was becoming less and less common
there was FPS Russia? Oh, there's FPS Russia! His name is Kyle.
As 2013 rolled around, fans began to notice that it was becoming less and less common to see the whole Epic Mealtime crew together as a group in any of the videos. One article written by New Rockstars made a comment about one of Epic Mealtime's recent videos, stating that the strangest part of the episode was not the bizarre monstrosity of a meal that had been created, but rather the fact that Harley Morenstein was appearing in the video by himself. The reason for this would eventually come to the surface, and was what you might call unfortunately predictable. Behind the scenes, some of the people within the group weren't exactly getting along.
You know, I went through a period on Epic Mealtime where, you know, things are like getting difficult with personal relationships and it's becoming very taxing mentally.
Two of the most infamous recognizable crew members, Alex Perrault and Tyler Lemko, each had a falling out with both the creator of Epic Mealtime, Harley Morenstein, and his brother, Darren Morenstein, who had also been a co-creator of the channel. When interviewed on the topic, Alex Perrault, who played the character of Muscles Glasses, stated, "Essentially, I felt like I wasn't being treated fairly considering the value I brought to the show."
Pretty much she didn't pay them enough, probably, huh?
Other than Harley, no other member of the crew had any ownership of the company. There were many promises made over the years that
that's
were not
the problem.
kept.
Once money comes in, man, that's when friendships fucking die,
and his brother as business associates.
Once
Later, Harley
money,
would explain that Alex Perrault
happens.
had been a salaried actor who was simply paid to play the role of Muscles Glasses.
That's why I had a big issue with like the falling out, because I was like, dude, man, one day a month we film you in like 4 different bacon strip shirts to make it look like 4 different episodes, and then you're gone for a month and you get a salary.
But with Muscles Glasses being such an integral part of the show, perhaps Alex felt entitled and was possibly even promised a piece of the business or simply more money for his involvement, a promise that, as mentioned in the previously discussed interview, may have never been delivered on.
Right,
From Harley's perspective, he stated that toward the end of their relationship, Muscles Glasses became somewhat unimportant.
They should do that in private corporations. Literally will make the world so much better, but rich people are all too greedy for that shit. Yeah, imagine you go, whatever your job is right now, viewer, right? Imagine you will get a percentage on the job. You will be so much more, right? Motivated. You will give more of a fuck.
For the show to continue, yet he expected to be paid even more than Harley himself.
It was like 6 months of a back and forth of essentially asking to get paid more than myself and anyone else got or anything like that. And after 6 months of like discussing it, I was kind of like, at one day I woke up and I was like, yo, you haven't been on for 6 months and the show's still going on, so I'm not so worried about your leverage because we're still existing. I was like, bro, let's not beat around the bush. You get paid to eat bacon once a month. Like, relax. Like relax with all this.
Tyler Lemko agreed with Muscles Glasses, stating that he had left for the same reasons, however also added that business just got in the way of it being fun. You could almost feel the truth of this statement as their channel got increasingly more popular. Harley stated that at times, specifically when the team moved to LA, the videos were becoming a chore or a job, something he needed to do for the sake of paying his employees as opposed to a fun project as it had been in the beginning.
I kind of got this place, I'm like, it's a job, gotta do it, and I go back and watch some of these videos, I'm like, I see that moment.
If any of you rich Europeans need a private fanboy, please say
because if I don't do it, you know, people aren't gonna have jobs.
During the initial months of the channel, it was just a group of dudes who seemed to be making the videos because they genuinely wanted to see nothing more than what kind of monstrosity they could come up with for that specific week. But as
dude, onion rings are so overrated. You guys will be like, no, onion rings are great. You know what? Onion rings, if done wrong, are so floppy. They're so floppy. They get cold so fast. Dude, an onion ring has to be crunchy, which many people are not able to do. They make them floppy as fuck.
By 2014, not long after the channel was one of the most popular on YouTube, they'd even put out numerous episodes where Harley, the host of the show, didn't even appear.
I remember that. I was still watching that, and I was like, this is fucking boring now, man.
And was replaced by other members of the crew, like they were just making the food because they were paid to do so, while Harley was probably out handling other things related to the business side of the channel.
There's like so much more going on and infrastructure happening beyond just me being like, yo, I'm in the kitchen with the camera, boy, get at me.
Going too hard on the business side of things can really take a hit on the channel's level of fun and relatability, which may have happened in Epic Mealtime's case, judging from Tyler Lemko's comment of business just got in the way of it being fun. However, it's kind of hard to blame Harley and the Epic Mealtime channel for going more corporate and wanting to up the production value, because the production value might have been one of the only things they could change. The format was extremely limiting. We mentioned earlier that cooking a big meal to completion proved incredibly effective in getting the viewer to watch each and every video until the end, but for the very same reason, it was incredibly simple to replicate and there was barely anything they could do to make the format novel.
Oh, what is that?
Not like it's like a novelty anymore. There's many channels that do the exact same thing essentially.
They could.
Do you guys sometimes wonder too, like me, like how many podcasts are there on planet Earth, man? Like everyone is on a podcast somewhere.
Here's a new recipe to cook a new meal for every single video, but beyond that,
I mean, even
the room
I
for
have
variation
a podcast.
was limited, resulting in unavoidable
up
repetitiveness, which then began to show in the video's average monthly viewership. By late 2013, long after the departure of Tyler Lemko, Muscles Glasses, and approximately 3 years after the channel posted their first video, the channel's monthly viewership declined to approximately 10 million per month, where it would stay for the following 3 years. Despite the drop, Harley hadn't lost any passion for the project. He'd upload a new Epic Mealtime every single Tuesday for 5 years straight. However, the drop in views did mean that making the videos financially feasible was becoming harder and harder.
YouTube isn't in a place where spending $1,000 with, like 5 employees making an epic meal makes any sense anymore. You know what I mean?
With each video,
I feel like Mr. Beast begs to differ, man.
Approximately $1,000 for supplies, and probably another $1,000 again, if not more, to pay for his.
What? But you have so many. What? Your videos make $50,000? Hey, I don't understand that. These videos make so much money. 2K is nothing, man.
5 salaried employees. Getting the numbers to stack was increasingly difficult with a dwindling view count. If each video was costing them $2,000, and we use a standard ad rate of say $3 to $4 per 1,000 views, each video would have to be gaining more than 500,000 to 700,000 views just to break even, a number that the videos would always reach in 2015. Harley did mention that they had food sponsorships and merch sales to assist in making the videos more financially feasible.
Is that crazy that a channel like this needs to stay alive? Like, for 3 years you made
the slow
so
yet
much
continually
money.
declining view count. It was unknown as to how long the videos would be feasible for. However, there were additional things that were also going negatively against Epic Mealtime. The insane word of mouth that they'd experienced in the beginning had dried up substantially as everyone knew about the project. It wasn't cool to talk about it on the schoolyard anymore. The weird popular culture obsession with bacon had well and truly passed, yet was still a staple of their brand, which gave the channel a bit of an outdated feel, almost like the videos were a tribute to what the show used to be, as opposed to a show striving for a fresh meta updated production. Epic Mealtime also swapped out the intensity that had kept their content interesting in the beginning for blander, more relaxed, docile videos that felt like they had less energy invested into them.
Yeah, man, that was the goal.
Big Wally, Big Wally.
Oh, that's weak. Oh, that's weak. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, that is so sad.
Wow.
What happened? Oh no. I'm sometimes scared that will happen to me one day. Did I lose my touch?
Sesame seeds.
It's kind of happening already, right?
Do I have sesame seeds in my beard?
Oh, damn. That is actually sad to watch.
All of this in combination with the fact that it was really just the same video being made over and over again with different foods dropped the viewership to approximately 2 to 4 million views a month throughout 2017, and with a continually dropping view count and the channel approaching 10 years of age, Harley began to think about ending the show entirely.
There is a rumor, pretty confirmed, that you're shutting down Epic Mealtime on in October of 2019.
Yeah.
The main reason for this, as Harley explained, was due to the age of the show, also implying that the cooking had become monotonous.
Now we're coming up to the 10 years.
I always wonder how much money he has. I'm like a guy, I always wonder, you were the boss of Epic Mealtime for 10 years. I wonder how much money he has. Is it like 6 figures? Is he a millionaire? I always wonder. I don't want to like judge or anything or compare. I just really wonder.
Like,
I just wonder.
You know, like Like, I don't even like cooking, bro. No, I'm kidding.
When October 2019 rolled around, the date at which Epic Mealtime was to end, the channel's
McDonald's
content changed slightly to eating the whole menu challenges, as well as the display of cheap or expensive food. However, it slowly changed back to cooking up massive meals similar to the early days of the show. Overall, the channel just feels a little bit outdated. The thumbnails feel a couple of years behind, and the video page looks...
There's a thumbnail meta. There actually is a thumbnail meta, that's true. If you want to ever know the thumbnail meta, who will you check for thumbnail meta? Who is a good channel for thumbnail meta? About PewDiePie, right? What is the current thumbnail meta? His dudes make very good thumbnails. That's the thumbnail meta. Okay, is it? I think he just doesn't care anymore. I don't think that's the thumbnail meta. Okay, he just doesn't care anymore. Mr. Beast, yeah, Mr. Beast probably. Yeah, PewDiePie is so fucking bossy, he doesn't give a shit. Yeah, that's the thumbnail meta. That is the thumbnail meta. Yeah. You know, once every 6 months, Marconi makes me do a long clip, like 5 minutes. I have to do this for Marconi for 5 minutes. You know, just so you can make thumbnails out of it.
However, Harley seems like an incredibly driven, success-focused individual with a high degree of personal responsibility who simply found himself imprisoned within a video format that unavoidably became repetitive. He's taken the fall of his channel on the chin and is therefore simply grateful for the opportunity to have been a big name. You gotta be like that.
You know, in capitalism, dude, you know what the dumbest thing ever is? If you talk shit about someone who gave it a try. That guy built one of the top 10 most successful YouTube channels during its time. And you gotta respect that shit, right? If you run around acting like this guy's a loser, that's ridiculous, man. That guy took a risk, man. I think what's important, though, something that I think about in life, if you ever listen to Uncle Tommy here, and listen, look into my eyes. If you ever reach the lucky point that you are making it, you reached a point in your life where everything is going fucking well, like you make a lot of money, you gotta realize that that will not be forever. You have a time limit on this thing, and in that time limit, you set yourself up for afterwards. Don't be an idiot that makes, oh man, I made 5K on Twitch, let's buy a car from that. No, you fucking put some on the side and you set up for later, man, because it will end one day. It will end one day. You gotta, that's very, very important, man. When you're killing it in life, that will not be forever, and you should know that. And get ready.
Days of YouTube, an attitude that we can all without a doubt appreciate as commendable.
I never expected it to go so long. I never expected it to be such a thing. You know, there was definitely some trials and tribulations. There was definitely lots of things to celebrate. I think I'm a very fortunate person. I think I was very lucky.
Or just buy crypto. Or NFTs. Wow, interesting. I never realized what happened to them.